guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking again about the rat race and escaping that paycheck to paycheck cycle. I'm 34, I'm trying to escape into financial freedom. I'm trying to improve my life in every single aspect. It's a financial journey as well as a health journey, so there's two concurrent sides going on. There's a lot of videos now, so there's a lot about finances and a little bit about health as well, but we're making good progress with the finances. But I need to sit down and have a real think about a proper plan. Things are going well, as I say, but they need to be tightened. They need to be more efficient because I want to shave quite a few months off this debt repayment. And then what other steps after that are there, right? I need to think about that because it's not just about getting out of debt. That's a really big one, especially in financial freedom and pursuing the things you want to do. But after that, there's other things you have to do, obviously, because this financial freedom is all about creating a runway that's long enough to escape what you're doing right now, which is normally the 9 to 5 sort of work trap, into whatever else you want to do. That might be another job that is more aligned to what you want to do, or it could be creating a business or whatever. And I just want to talk about what I'm doing now and what I'm planning to do to make that even better. I want to be the best man I possibly can be for my current family, for my future family, and for just society at large. The more I can learn, the more skills I can develop, the more financially free I am, the more free I am to help everyone else. And that's been the driving point of this entire journey, this YouTube channel as well, because I want to help people. I want to help people get out of debt, lose weight, all by showing people how I'm doing it, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing correctly. And that's my entire purpose. And I think as a man, that's a really good purpose. So that's what I want to do. So as I said, we've got 3 jobs. That has really helped in terms of the financial freedom. That's a very strong basis because I'm getting around £900 to £1,000 extra on top of my main income, which is like my normal 9 to 5, 8 hours. Though it does come at some expenses because 1, I'm working all the time. Not that, 1. And 2, because I don't have transport, it's terribly inefficient because I don't think I've even mentioned this. I get a taxi to my first job, which kind of defies the point of having a third job because that is around 10 quid, which is like 1 hour of my wage. So this schedule is an attempt to bolster my finances with extra stuff on the weekend, and 2, save more money in the week while also maintaining time to cover the basics, as in keep my living conditions okay, personal hygiene, take care of the normal basic stuff. So I live about an hour and 20-minute walk from my first job. And as I should say, all 3 jobs are in the same area. So once I get to the first one, we're all good. So that stops at 5:30. So I'm going to be waking up at 3:30 a.m. And that gives me a little bit of time to get ready and then start walking at 4 a.m. That kind of scares me a little bit, but I feel like it's what I need to do. So we're just gonna do it. And all of this, it's probably gonna change anyway because I've not started this yet. This will be started on Wednesday morning because I'm going to Birmingham tomorrow for a little trip, and this will be started on Wednesday morning. The rest of the week is pretty much the same. So I've got to walk to work, walk back from work. There's shower time, and there's a bedtime as well. So there's no room for anything else. So the weekend is where the magic happens. The weekend is where I'm going to be still waking up early because I want to maintain that momentum, and I also don't want to mess around with my sleep and energy levels. I want it to be consistent so I can get as much productivity in the whole week. I don't want to have a slump day, Eventually I'll probably need a rest day, but that is what it is. So I'm going to be waking up at a similar time on the weekend. And 1, I want to make these videos a priority. We're seeing some really good growth on YouTube, And I think that my videos are reaching the right people. It just needs to reach more people. And I have said before, I would like it to become another stream of income. But my priority is to help people and just to document this process. Even in documenting the process, it has helped me with my mindset and sort of lay my thoughts out, which has been helpful. But in general, I want to make these videos more of a priority. They have been sort of, but you know, I want to get more done. I want to make more of them, and I want to make them higher quality as well. So I think by front loading them on the day, in the morning, before that whole day starts, then it's a dedicated time. So I want to get them done. In terms of a extra side hustle, so I've got 3 jobs, but I want a side hustle as well. And the weekend is a perfect time for them. So I want to start reselling. And I think out of everything I could do, because I have thought about getting just like a 4th job. The problem with that is 1, tax, because I then might hit the next tax threshold. And 4, and the next point would be I might burn out. If I literally have no days off, even though I am doing stuff on the weekend, it's like it's my time still. Do you know what I mean? So I want to start going into town. I live in a city, so there's tons of charity shops, and we're entering car boot sale season, so they'll be starting up soon if they already haven't. And really get into the reselling game. I have a little bit of experience with it, so that's why I've chosen this. And my brother has a lot of experience with it, and he's really good at it, so he can help me as well. I do think this is a pretty good choice, and it's going to be fun as well. So we'll just set out at a certain time, we'll go into town for a few hours, see what I can get, come back, put it straight onto eBay or Vinted, and then that's done, right? And because I want to be a specific type of man, and I think that everything in this journey is ultimately helping the financial freedom aspect, I want to add in other things as well. So just general self-improvement. General self-improvement will improve generally everything that I'm trying to do and be the man I want to be. So after that, and I don't know how long each of these is going to take, but it's an estimate, I want to start introducing much more exercise. The walk to work and walk back will be a big help, and it'll actually be really good thinking time. But I do want to add in more substantial exercise, and I really would like to start going to the gym, but I have to be more careful because obviously fasting is on the table. So we have to work that in. I can't be going too intense. But something like a long walk, now it's getting sunnier, going to be really nice. And I want to start reading and learning in general. So I want to be a well-learned man. I want to know a lot of stuff, and I also want to start developing other skills that can cross-pollinate into other areas. So I've got 2 books on my desk, on my coffee table, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius and David Goggins' first book, Can't Hurt Me. Not read either of them. I've never been a reader, even when I was a kid. I've tried multiple times, went to the library. I remember trying to read an X-Files book. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but even all the plethora of Star Wars books couldn't get me into reading. But I want to get into non-fiction, self-help, but also just learning. Like I'd like to just learn random stuff, you know? Because I do feel that everything does come back to each other. You know enough stuff, you then just start piecing together all these different things, and things start to connect with each other, even though they seem random to start with. So that's what I'd like to do as well. And those are just on the weekend. As I said, there's no time in the week for that. I watched a video. I can't remember who said it. Which I always find annoying because I always say, "Oh, I watched this," but then I can never actually give it to anyone. But it was basically like young people, and I do consider myself on the edge of being young still. Maybe I'm not, but especially young people should be out as much as possible. They should only be using their flat and house to sleep, to cook, whatever. And that advice has sort of resonated with me. And I guess it depends on your goals. Some people are like homebodies, aren't they? They're like a cozy environment, which I'm not against. But I think for people with ambitious goals, the idea is that you're out there making connections. That's where the opportunities happen. You know, you're meeting different people, you're in different places. So that's, you know, I'd love to go to the gym, as I said. It's a different environment. You're different people with different mindset. You're often with high level people, you know, depending on where you are, what time of day it is, but you're with fit people generally. And, you know, you go out and make connections in different places. So depending on what you're trying to do, and I'm thinking about this as well, what are there other places I could do those things in which would open more doors potentially, right? So even with the illustration stuff that I was thinking about, could I one day, maybe the Saturday or Sunday, go to a coffee shop and just draw, right? Often people come up to you when you're drawing, and you can start to see how personal connections could be formed. You never know who's going to see you, right? Be in more places. And that's really advice that's resonated with me. So I'm trying to build that into it. And even with all that, that's I would say that's really scheduled, potentially too scheduled. But even then, say I'm reading for half an hour, I've still got 5 hours until bed. So there's so much more you can get done in a day. And when it comes to financial freedom and trying to get out of this rat race, you have to use every available hour. It depends how desperate you are. But if you really, really want this, like I do, you're going to have to find a way to utilize every single hour that you have spare to get out of the situation that you're in, to get out of debt, to get out of the job you hate, blah, blah, blah. So there's potentially even more stuff I could do. And, you know, I mean, it might be taken up by, like, my YouTube channel pops off. So I'm spending even more time on that. My reselling might pop off. So I'm spending even more time getting the inventory. And listing takes longer because I'm listing more and more and more, right? So these are the things I'm thinking about. These are the things that really excite me, because if I can pull this off, and I will, this potentially could, one, shave off months of my journey, and two, leave me with skills that will develop the rest of my life in such a positive way to make me the man, father, husband, community member that I want to be, to make my surroundings even better than they were before. But it starts here. It starts in here, right? It starts here, and then you expand out, right? And I'm really, really passionate about this now. If I go any further, I'm going to ramble. So that's it. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.